Yeah, ReBath is a really solid bath remodeling franchise. So they don't do anything else in the home but bathroom remodels. But they've been around for a while. So corporate location was started in 1978, started a dealer model in 91, and then converted to a franchise system in 2010. So they they have 136 franchise units throughout the country. Some people might be like, "Oh, that's not that many for how long they've been around." Well, they have massive territories, like really big. I think it's around 1 million plus people for their territory. So, some
Wow.
franchises are just like that. They want one owner in a metro market that's really going to just scale and dominate the market instead of like carving it up into multiple territories. So, this one, the total investment it's pretty substantial. It's between 276,000 and 610, because you do need a showroom for this one. So it's not anything crazy, but you need like a showroom with a warehouse attached to it, basically. So you will meet with some customers in that showroom. And then, of course, you're going to have salespeople that go out in home and do the consultations. You have an installation crew, and then you start to scale that as you get a certain backlog of projects. But they do everything from complete bathroom remodels to tub and shower updates, and then like aging and accessibility solutions, which I think is just going to continue to be a growing vertical. When people want to stay in their homes as long as possible, they need a bathtub, one of those bathtub that is handicap accessible. I think that whole vertical is going to continue to grow for them. But this is one where it's a true like kind of CEO model. You need to be able to kind of sit in that CEO seat and manage a sales team and manage, the production team and manage the financials, all the different, it's a big operation. And if you look at
Sorry, I was trying to find something that tracked with what you're
that's all
saying.
right, dude. You can't like try to follow what I'm talking about because I just like ramble on and go from like, it's like
No, it's great.
but yeah, so it's a really good business. Let's look at the financial data. So if we look at the item 19, you can see here, and I actually love this one because they break it down by like they do a lot of like average job size calculations. They give like average gross like marketing spend, which is cool. You can see like average cost per lead, average gross margin you can see here. But let's look at, I'm having a hard time right now. Okay, so average gross sales per unit disclosed here was 3.9 million. And so the average, the high being 28 million, 28.7 million, which is wild.
That's insane.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know what market that is in. It's got to be like a
And
Houston.
that's one unit.
Yeah, I think that's one unit. Yeah. Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah, the lowest is doing 257, which is not good. But I mean, even if you look at the median gross sales per unit is 2.5 million, basically. Very, very strong. And then if you look at average gross margin, 50%, that's really good for that type of, service-based business. And then the average net is around 15%. I actually thought it'd be higher than that, but I do think you have a decent amount of overhead. But like average, so if you're doing, let's do the math here. Well, even if you did like the median at 2.4 million sales times 11%, that's 264 net on average. Oh, that's not average, that's median.
That's median. Average is like 370.
Yeah, median is even higher. Yeah.
You mean average?
Yeah, sorry. Average is I promise.
We want to make sure you're paying attention, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking numbers here, okay?
Yeah, don't make me
do
serious
stuff.
Spot. Yeah. So it's a good, like, bottom line. I think it's definitely a scalable business. It's probably not for everyone because it is a decent size investment, and you do need to be able to like kind of step into that true CEO role pretty quickly. But yeah, I like this business quite a bit. They do. Oh, one big important fact is they do have national accounts with Lowe's, Home Depot, and Sam's Club. So you get a shit ton of referrals from those companies in your area, which is pretty cool. So when they when the development guy looks at markets for me, I'll have a new client potentially. I'll say, hey, what does this market look like? He'll be like, okay, there's this many Lowe's, this many Home Depots. This is a really good potential market. We're not satisfying. They really like to see a lot of Lowe's specifically. So, that's one of the ways they build their territories along with population count.
Interesting.
The other cool thing, as you can see here, it's a quick turnaround for the customer. So the jobs are typically less than 5 days, which is a huge selling point. I guess you eventually open that showroom. I don't really understand. That's one thing I don't really get on it, is like why you need a showroom for this type of business. Like, who's coming into a showroom to talk about a bathroom remodel? But maybe there are people that do that. So
I think it's probably something that helps seal the deal for people, because some people are so visual. It's like they need to come and see it and feel some of the samples or whatever, or just, yeah, I'm sure it probably helps. I'd be curious to know, like, what the big advantage to that is, but I guess I could see how there could be an advantage.
yeah, that would be a question I'd have for him. But I mean, they've obviously got a model in place that works. I think those national accounts are pretty dang cool. Like, you don't see a lot of franchises with national accounts with Lowe's and Home Depot. So I think that's probably a huge differentiator for them. And maybe that's where it is. It's like you get a client in Lowe's and they're like, go to this ReBath showroom. They'll meet with you, to give you a better idea. And then,
Mm,
maybe that's how it works.
yeah. And guys, like, there's a lot of talk about recession, stuff like that. I think, these spaces are interesting right now because you got so many people that, because of the housing market, they're not going to sell their home. They're not going to sell for a few years now because they're not going to be able to, they're priced out of the market. Maybe they just can't afford to buy at the level of new homes they're at. And so I think you're going to see that, like, people will continue. My opinion is that the upgrade market in homes and stuff will continue to stay relatively strong until things really pick up with the real estate market. That's my opinion on that.
Yeah.
So,
It's an interesting take.
yes, sir. Well, if you guys are interested in seeing if this franchise is still available in your area, you can go to franchiseempire.com/check territory. And, we can see if it's available for you, or if you just want to see, hey, what franchises are available in my specific area, then go to franchiseempire.com/check territory. You can set up a free 15-minute call with the team.